everyone, Leslie from Discovery Fabrics, and firstly I would like to congratulate Styla Patterns on the launch of their new soft shell jacket, which is called the Kodiak, and we really love it. What I wanted to do today, I've been kind of following some of the posts in the Styla group and also in our own group, So Inspired by Discovery Fabrics, and there's lots of questions about what can I make it with? What is a soft shell? What is a hard shell? Is it warm? Is it light? That kind of thing. So I know that there are people from all over the world, and I thought I would do just a little bit of a video showing the variety of fabrics that you could potentially use to make this amazing Kodiak jacket. So I thought I would start with some of the technical fabrics that we have here at Discovery Fabrics, and then just kind of go down the line, starting from lightweight to a little bit warmer, and then show some other fabrics very quickly that we also have that are not particularly technical, but could also be used to make a fantastic little jacket. So we specialize in performance fabrics here at Discovery. We have a lot of outerwear fabrics, activewear, naturals, all kinds of different things. But today I'm just going to be showing obviously the fabrics that are intended for this Kodiak jacket. So starting right here, I'm going to talk a little bit about Polartec Neo Shell. Now Polartec is the inventor of fleece. They still make some of the most high-tech fabrics in the world. And I'm going to firstly talk about Neo Shell because Neo Shell is a membrane fabric. So hidden inside the beautiful water repellent outer and the inside lining is a membrane that is highly breathable and highly waterproof by industry standards. We have many different colors and styles. They all have a different amount of stretch or non-stretch. And even though the Kodiak does not call for any stretch, if you pick a fabric that has a tiny bit of stretch, it's really not going to make any difference. In fact, it's just going to give a little bit of ease and comfort and movement. So Polartec Neo Shell with no stretch. This whole wall here is all Polartec Neo Shell, and it's not the only wall we have of it. Next, I'm going to show you a wind block, which is also by Polartec. And the only difference between wind block and Neo Shell is that the membrane is slightly different. Wind block offers more wind repellency and is obviously a little less breathable because the more wind that you're repelling, the less breathable it's going to be. But they're very similar in their functional qualities. I'm just going to have to pardon the phone ringing. We're a busy shop. So this is a wind block that we had custom printed. This is also a wind block that we had custom printed. This one actually has just a little bit more stretch than the others. When you're on our website and you're looking at any of the fabrics that we have, you're going to notice that there is a specs and features tab, and it will always talk about the weight of the fabric, the stretch of the fabric, and things that it's good to use for. So really important to note that. I just wanted to show you this particular Neo Shell actually has merino wool on the back. This style is, do you know off the top of your head what this style is?
Nope.
Let me see. Got it down here. It's style 6756, and we do get a lot of requests for this because this beautiful merino, even though this is a very thin fabric, is going to give you added warmth. And many of the fabrics that I'm showing you initially are not warm fabrics. They're just going to keep you dry and protected from the wind. Moving along, we've talked about Neo Shell, Wind Block, and also Power Shield Pro, which is another fabric that we have a lot of. Actually, the jacket behind me is made from Power Shield Pro, or all the membrane fabrics. I'm going to move on to soft shells. Soft shells are laminated fabrics, but they don't necessarily have a membrane inside of them. But it is one fabric on the outside that is laminated to another fabric on the inside that can be anything from tricot to moisture wicking, fleece, and a variety of other things. We even have, if you want to get into the warmth division, Power Shield that has a high loft back on it, which is going to be a very warm, fluffy fabric. And anytime you see any high loft in a fabric, it traps air and adds warmth. So that's going to give you more of a fall or winter jacket. This one I wanted to talk about is not a Polartec fabric. This is called Pacific Tech, and it's a beautiful soft shell with very little stretch, just a tiny bit of ease, and it's got fleece on the back. So this is actually a great recommendation for a relatively inexpensive 3-season jacket. You're going to be able to use, again, that's called Pacific Tech. I'm sorry if I'm going through this really quickly because I'm trying to make this not a 2-hour video, and we have so many choices. It's very difficult here to choose them all. So now I'm going to move on from shell fabrics, soft shell fabrics, and show you that you can also make the Kodiak jacket out of fleece or types of fleece. Over to my left, just going to show you Polartec invented fleece, as I mentioned. You can make the Kodiak out of this beautiful 200 weight fleece. And there is an example here behind me of a jacket that's made out of a beautiful non-pilling fleece. In fact, this one has heat reflective lining in the hood, which you also could do on the Kodiak. But what I wanted to show you is another type of fleece that would be great for the Kodiak. And this is also made by Polartec, and it's called Thermal Pro. This is actually called Cowboy Blue, and it's a Thermal Pro technical sweatshirt fabric. So it's got a little bit of a grid fleece on the back, but it's got a little bit of drape, some warmth, and this is not necessarily water repellent, but this would be just a nice lightweight, kind of just a toasty casual jacket that you could make for the Kodiak. And now I'm going to just move out of the soft shells completely and show you a couple of stretch wovens that you could use. The purple one, we have this in quite a few colors. We got from Switzerland from a company called Scholler. And this is a wool stretch woven. So this would give you a beautiful coat that's going to have the added warmth of wool and look very, very dressy in the Kodiak. So it's going to go from being kind of that casual look to a little bit dressier. And if you are looking for something that's water repellent and fairly inexpensive to make, and you're new to making jackets, you may want to consider a stretch woven. This is Adventure, and it actually does have a fair amount of stretch. Some of our stretch wovens don't have as much stretch, but Adventure normally we would use for making like a hiking pant or a work pant, or mountain biking shorts, that kind of thing. But it also would be very good for the Kodiak, and you could line the hood with a cute print of your choice. This happens to be Kaito Sante and the Kaleidoscope print, and I have used this to line hoods before, and it just looks really cute. So you can just kind of let your imagination run wild when you're making this jacket. And last but not least, I noticed one of the gals from Europe had used a bright yellow, she called it TPU, but it's actually, in North America, we refer to this as polyurethane laminate, or PUL. We have this in many, many colors. Typically it's used in bag making to make like wet bags or even diaper covers, that kind of thing. But it also can be used to make raincoats. It's said to be breathable. In our world, it's not nearly as breathable as the technical fabrics that we carry for outerwear, but still it makes a great raincoat, and it's really inexpensive. And again, if you're not used to making outerwear and you don't want to invest a lot in high-end fabrics, you might want to start with something to practice on and just make yourself a really functional, fun jacket out of PUL. So we have many, many different options here. I only showed you a few of them. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the Styla group, and I'd be happy to pop in an answer. Or if you wanted to go to the So Inspired by Discovery Fabrics group, we could also answer your questions there. Thanks so much for watching, and again, congratulations, Liz, on this fantastic pattern. We love Styla.